Hello YouTube. So quick video on this is a comment I had on one of my videos with a question about controlling the MX-1 with Midi CC messages. So shout out to it was Tim Johnston who commented on one of my recent videos where I've just gone through it was the studio update video, and he'd asked, can you Midi CC control the MX-1 externally? He's put, I would be using a deluge, never heard of that, but anyway, I'm assuming it's some kind of hardware controller in place of what I use as my start again. I'll just read out what he put, it's going to be easier. He's put, I would be using a deluge, I can't speak tonight. I would be using a deluge in place of your electribe and would like to sequence the volume sliders from within a sequence in the deluge using MIDI CC values sent to the MX-1. So he was asking, is that possible? And yes, it is. If I'm being quite honest with you, it's not something I'd ever thought of doing. And once he suggested it, I thought, actually, there's quite a lot of use in doing that. Obviously, you could quite easily do it using a laptop, say something like in Ableton Live, and just automate the CC messages. So if you want to automate like a mix for playback, so obviously if you're using a laptop either in the studio or live, I think it would be quite useful in both scenarios. It almost turns, obviously, oops, sorry, just hit the camera. Obviously, we've not got motorized faders, but it means you can basically automate all your faders, etc, etc. So I'm doing it today just to give a quick demonstration of how you can do it using an iPad with the ModStep app. Now, if you look on my channel, I'll try and put a link to it. I always say I'll try and put a link to it and I always forget, but I will try on this one. I've got a load of tutorials on this app. It's a great app. You can do a lot with it. But basically, any piece of hardware that you can automate, like and record CC message changes on it, you can do it to automate the MX-1. So you'll notice at the moment these three are flashing because I've set this up to send some automation out to automate those faders. If I just give you a quick demonstration at the moment, so what I've got is on fader 2, this is the automation. So this is going to basically automate this track here. If I play, this is my mini log, so let me just get a sequence going on the mini log. Okay, so that's the mini log playing. If I turn this down, you'll see it's getting rid of the automation, because as soon as you do that, it kind of resets itself. Okay, so that's just playing at normal volume. If I then play this, hopefully you can hear that volume is now following this automation line. If I just edit and just get rid of that. Okay, so let's just rewrite it as just like fading upwards like that. Okay, and then we play this. Okay, so the fader of the fader 2 of the MX-1 is now following that automation line. And the great thing with this app is you can have basically as many bars as you want. So obviously I'm thinking particularly from a live kind of point of view, this would be really useful if you're using the MX-1 live and you want to automate some fades or volume changes or anything. Really useful. If I just quickly kind of go through it, how you set it up on the ModStep. I'm not going to go into great detail with this because I've got other videos on my channel about it. But let's say I want to now automate fader 4. So all you got to do is you got to go on the MX-1 Roland MX-1 website, get the MIDI implementation chart, and all the CC values are in there. And there are CC values for starting and stopping your master effects, your beat effects, all your tones and filters and so on. So a lot of this you can automate with MIDI CC, which I think is very useful. Connections wise, all I'm doing at the moment is I've got a basic cheap USB to MIDI interface that's going into the iPad with the camera connection kit, and then it's just going to the MIDI in back there of the MX-1. Just the settings on here, you've got to just select your MIDI output port, so it's sending the MIDI out. And then if I wanted to set up so let's say I'm going to set up fader 4 on here. all I would do is do the plus sign here. Now MIDI, let me remember my, so MIDI CC numbers, let me just stop that sequence playing. So fader 2 is on MIDI CC 24, 25, 20, sorry, 24, yeah, fader 2 is 24, fader 3 is 25, fader 4 is 26. I'm just going to get rid of, because I've got that one in there already. Okay, so if I want to set that up on here, all I would do is do a little plus sign here, and we're going to go MIDI CC number 26, and we're going to call it MX-1 fader 4. Right, I'm going to go OCD here because I want a capital F for that. Sorry. Okay. Now it's put it in down here. You actually see I've got fader 3 and fader 4 in there, so I need to just get rid of that. Be gone. Thank you. And then you do this autofill thing here, and it will put it in there. And then what we can do is we've got an XY pad. So if that one's selected, I can, as I do that, that will basically, you can see fader 4 is now flashing because it's had automation from there. If I go over to fader 3 and do the same thing, you can see that's now starting to flash. If I do fader 1, so we can control it like that, or we can control it with an automation line in here, as you would in any DAW. So let's say fader 4, I wanted it to kind of go up and down like that. When that clip is now playing, fader 4 is the Volca bass, so I've not got it turned on, but it will follow the volume of that. And basically, any CC, any of these settings in the MX-1 that have got CC control capability with it, you can do it with a laptop, obviously an iPad with an app like this, and again, any piece of hardware. I don't think the Electribe enables you to record and send out CC messages. I may be wrong, I'm not sure, but you could only obviously do that over 4 bars, because you've only got a 4-bar thing on it, unless you're chaining together patterns, which would then get quite complicated. But using it with something like this on the iPad, where you can have up to 16 bars on one pattern like that, and then obviously once that's finished, you can go on to the next pattern. So you could basically quite easily automate a whole song with this, and it's just basically just a case of setting it up in the MIDI settings here. You can see I'm sending my CC out via the USB 2, and it just picks this up as the MIDI interface. So really simple. Yeah, so I could also use this incorporating my launch control app. If you've watched any of my videos on how I play live, you'll know that I use the Launchpad app. So if I set up go into the MIDI sync, normally I just sync up to an external MIDI thing. But let's just to be sure it works, I'm going to just actually no, I shouldn't need to do it on those two. If MIDI sync goes to mod step, hang on, got to turn it on up here, which I forgot about, so I send that to mod step. If I now press play on there, okay, and then go over to mod step, it's now receiving stuff from here, but I've not taken the clock from that. I think that should start it playing. Let's just stop it and start it again. There we go. Okay, so hopefully you can see now that that's now playing in the background. So I could use this in conjunction with obviously the launch pad, so that whatever the tempo this is set at over on the mod step app, that's going to take the MIDI clock from that. So you can see it's at 125. The Launchpad app is at 125. If I take that up to say 135, go back over to mod step, it's now syncing it up at 135. Okay, so I don't actually know if you can see that. It's there. Okay, so it's now at 135. And I would probably use that all within, because I use, again, I've got other videos on this, I use it all with Audio Bus. So I'd route everything in there together so I can switch between the apps very easily. But anyway, I'm digressing because this is supposed to be about MX-1 and MIDI CC controlling. So yes, you can do it as long as you've got either some sort of computer with a DAW in it that's going to send out CC messages, or a piece of hardware that can send out MIDI CC messages. And all you got to do is map it to the relevant parameter on the MX-1 that you want to automate. So hopefully that answers Tim's question. I know he was thinking about going and buying an MX-1, so yeah, go and buy one, mate, because they're pretty awesome. All right, thanks for watching. If you've got any questions or comments, please stick them in the box below. Again, always on the lookout for any ideas for future videos. So if you've got any ideas or anything you want me to cover, then also stick those in the box below. Usual things, please like, subscribe, share the videos around, check my music out on Spotify or iTunes or Beatport. Much appreciated, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.